come in on in. We have a great night tonight. Great night. I have a beautiful set of panelists. We have a lot of great stuff to cover tonight. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Hey, Dawn. Hey, Sarah. Hey, everybody. Come on in, come on in, come on in. I know this takes a little bit for you guys to come in. Obviously, I am not Sarah Cooperman. My name is Jeff Howard, and I have been honored to be able to host this tonight, and I'm very excited about the topic. And we kind of talked a little bit before you guys came in, and this panel is smart, beautiful, and professional, and their passion for fitness, I'm not worthy. Sarah's traveling somewhere important probably, and that's okay because we're all here today. And before we start, I want to talk a little bit about Zoom. You've done it probably 100 times with us. You're all muted right now because we'd have a lot of background noise otherwise. Your cameras are stopped because it's going to be distracting. Securities, if Ellen or Sarah gets out of control. We have about 30 people in the room right now, but we have over 100 signed up. But you know this will be recorded and you'll get it. But what I care most about is the chat. So I'd love for everybody to open up the chat, draw it to the sides, and tell me where you're from. Let us know where you're from. Good, good, good. I'm from Kentucky. Good. Let me know. Good. We've got, Ohio, close to me. Oregon, Orlando, New York, California, Kansas City, Oregon again, Ontario. Ooh, good. Missouri, California, Maryland. Golly, Jersey. We're from all over. Austin. I went to school in Austin. New Mexico, California. A lot of California. Great. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So during tonight, I'm going to hit some topics. And if you have any questions, please type it in the chat. The more you ask, the better this actually becomes. And if I don't get to it, someone else will for sure, okay? But tonight is about unique programming to fill your club. Still struggling to get members back into your club or studio on a consistent basis? Most class schedules offer enough variety to cater to all fitness levels, but seldom have anything out of the box that can help drive in new clientele. Join our panel of experts as they showcase their own unique programs and how they were able to successfully leverage them to create more members, okay? That's what tonight's about, but before we start, they said we have these experts, and I'm telling you, they were not kidding. We have Michele first, who has been a mentor in the fitness industry for over 25 years. She has owned her own personal training company, worked with large fitness corporations on programming designs and development, and trained thousands of fitness professionals. She's the creator of two innovative fitness brands, Soul Fusion and Soul Strength. Michele creates a class experience that allows movements and music to come together and bring magic to the room. And Michele, if you could type in how they get a hold of you, I'd appreciate it. We have Carla, aka Frankie G, is a psychologist turned into pole fitness business owner who has over 20 years of business and fitness programming experience. After going through psychologist to pole fitness enthusiast, Carla combines her two worlds by highlighting the fun of fitness with the essence of yoga and mindfulness. She helps people disrupt their lives and disrupt the fitness industry by stepping outside their comfort zone or social norms and stepping onto the pole. She's helped over 100,000 people move their lives through their classes, programming, and workshop events. That's a lot, Carla. Go ahead and write it. All right. We got our beautiful Ellen. She is 21-year fitness instructor veteran. She's the founder of Warrior Rhythm and Warrior Strength. Prior to the launch of the Warrior Industry Academy, Ellen garnered national attention as a presenter educator for Beachbody. In 2021, her Warrior format spread internationally to 9 countries. She has re-entered the conference scene, taking the nation to a storm. Ellen is the fitness director of the Downtown Athletic Club and a Lululemon ambassador in Eugene. Welcome, Ellen. Please type in how they can get a hold of you, please. And then Sarah, last but definitely not least, is the founder of Fit Fighter, an Iraq war veteran, an All-American collegiate athlete, fitness professional, former volunteer, firefighter, and mom of 2 girls. In addition to her Shark Tank debut, Sarah and Fit Fighter were featured in Rolling Stone, Men's Health, Muscle, and Fitness, ABC News, and Oxygen Magazine. She has performed for clients such as ESPN, FDNY, and the United States military. Sarah lives in New York with her daughters, Emery and Erilyn. Did I correct that? And
yeah,
a puppy in Louisiana. Good. Go ahead and type in how they get a hold of you. And then my name's Jeff Howard. If you don't know me, I hope we meet one day. I have been with SCW for about 30 years. I did the Group X certification, the Aqua certification, the yoga certification, the Pilates certification. I certify. I have an online service that I do called Jeff Howard's Athletes Club, my own studio, which is Jeff Howard's Fitness. I'm presently on Housewives of Salt Lake City. You can see me training Meredith Marks, and that's all I do. So that's us now. All right. Are you ready to dive in, my beautiful panelists? I want to ask, first of all, before COVID, we all had these abundant schedules. And as teachers, we were teaching a lot. And as programmers, we didn't really take them back yet. But with COVID, of course, we changed the game. And I want to know, how many of your clubs now are at the schedule that you were before? Michele, how about you?
So I teach at 3 clubs locally. The main one that I teach at is at about 60% capacity with classes. So we brought back about 60% of the classes, but the classes that we have brought back are full. But it's funny, we have not brought back early morning classes. We brought back maybe 1 or 2 midday classes, nothing late night, nothing earlier than 5 o'clock. So the schedule has definitely changed coming back from COVID.
I love that. How about you, Carla? What's your club doing?
So we do a lot of parties. So our parties are at 100%. And our classes, we brought back, I would say 70% of the classes, and they're full.
Awesome. Ellen?
We're at about 50% of what we were pre-pandemic. We had a little over 80 classes a week pre-pandemic 3 years ago, and now we have about 45. But that is really by design, because we're choosing to sort of bring back the best, most dynamic, most powerful schedule we can. And group fitness schedules, I heard a colleague, coordinator, a friend of mine once say, can be like your closet, and they can start collecting old sweaters and all kinds of things. And so it was a chance to clean that out and purge it and restructure it fresh. And when do we ever have that opportunity? So our classes are going really well, but at about half what they once were.
I love that. And how about you, Sarah?
So FitFighter serves clubs and fitness communities all over the country. We don't have any bricks and mortar facilities, but we do know that less than half of the clubs that we work with are back to full capacity. But many, as you've just heard from my colleagues, are have transformed the way that they think about membership and numbers, because they have new virtual memberships. They have new ways of structuring their programming. So in the end, that's simply representative that now we have this 360-degree fitness experience that's just really different than from what we had before.
I love that. And I think what my colleagues have all said is, they all teach such unique programming, and they've developed such unique programming. And there's something that's unique about that, because when you introduce one of those formats into your schedule, it's a great opportunity to promote it. Let's be honest with you. We promote everything in our clubs to make people come in. And with a new format or a new schedule that you would add especially, it gets a little buzz, and it gives you reason to get newspapers in, or TVs, or gets a buzz going. And we always make a big deal about everything. So what business needs were you trying to fill when you were creating your unique program? What business needs were you trying to fulfill when you were creating your unique program? Sarah, let's start with you.
Sure. When we launched FitFighter in 2020 is the first time the company came onto the market delivering innovative strength training equipment, and happened to be at a time when gyms were scrambling and a lot of the fitness community looking to connect with people in new ways in their new virtual environments. And so we actually helped to save some clubs by providing them both outdoor solutions and also in-home solutions, where they'd have home gym sets of equipment that was really safe for their families and that had unique and innovative programming and really, really economical, and that they could then program in the gym or in the studio, and everybody could have that same equipment. We didn't have to sort of boil the ocean with thinking that everybody had to have a whole gym in their home. And so I was really psyched about that opportunity right as we launched, to be able to work with clubs and be a great partner in sustaining us into the next chapter of the industry.
I love that. And you, Carla, because yours is very unique as well. What business need were you trying to fill by creating your unique program?
So I think our programming is just fun. It's just absolutely fun. So bringing the fun back to fitness, and anyone can do our programming. You could be an athlete, and you could be somebody who's just coming into off the couch and into the gym. So our goal is to be able to get somebody into the gym, make the programming fun, make people enjoy working out and want to come back. And that's what the pole does. And it's so unique in and of itself. And, it's just new to the fitness world. It's
that.
I've been to pole conventions and been in the pole world for so long. And now I'm just so happy that the fitness world is starting to embrace the pole.
I love that. And Michele, how about you? When you were creating your programs, what business what were you trying to create with your unique programming? What?
So it's funny, and I know before we got on here, we kind of talked about this a little. I shared my story, but I worked for 20 years behind the scenes with major companies. So I worked with major companies, 24 Hour Fitness, Powder Blue Productions. I did a little bit of stuff with Reebok, and I worked with Beachbody Live. And I was always behind the scenes creating programming, formatting, training instructors. And I never wanted to be that person that was out in front. I liked my job. I loved exactly where I was. But when Beachbody closed its doors in 2019, actually beginning of 2020, I knew that I had to step up, and I knew that there was a void to fill. I knew all those instructors just needed a place, and whether they chose to take a place with me was completely up to them. But I knew that I needed to kind of step my game up and give them what they needed. And I thought at that moment that it was to do exactly what I had been doing before with Beachbody, and do a PIO format or S format. But we've evolved. And my goal now is to really teach instructors how to create this really crazy cool environment, give them all the tools that they need so that they can really do what they need to do, which is teach an awesome class. So we give them all the tools, and we've niched down just a little bit. It's kind of like, we say it's yoga, athletic yoga with a little bit of yoga sculpt mixed in. So we try to give all the instructors exactly what they need and teach them the beauty and the benefits of moving to music.
So before I get to you, Ellen, I think I need to step back a moment, because I'm realizing that we're talking about programs that you don't even know what the program is. So I want an elevator pitch, which means a brief description of what you developed and what they need for the program. So let's step back a minute. Okay, so Ellen, let's start with you. What is your program that you designed, and kind of what is it?
Okay, so there's two programs. Warrior Rhythm is a fitness fusion. So it incorporates a little bit of mindfulness, a little bit of HIIT training, a little bit of weightlifting, but is primarily a rebel yoga flow. So that's my elevator for Warrior Rhythm. And Warrior Strength is functional training. And it's a 60-minute group exercise format that has two distinct 30-minute sections. They are so distinct that they can be taught independently as standalones. Those are my two pitches.
I love it. Michele?
So we are the Soul Brands. We have 3 formats. We have Soul Fusion, which is the one I was just talking about, kind of yoga sculpt on a mat with a little bit of athleticism thrown in with some light weights. And then we have Soul Strength, which is strength training with cardio. It's all rhythmic. All of our programs are rhythmic and to the beat of the music. And we have Bar Fusion, which is we like to say it's bar for any body. And we incorporate a little bit of yoga in there, a little bit of strength in there. We use light weights, and we also do cardio conditioning.
I love that, Carla.
So my program is Polga Pole Yoga. It's where the fun of pole fitness meets the essence of yoga. So it combines pole fitness with yoga. And it's incredible.
I love that. And Sarah?
Yeah, Fit Fighter is a strength system for the general public, everyone ages 8 to 80. So it's rooted in the steel hose, which is our own innovation, soft steel strength training equipment. So we do loaded movement. So to integrate into whatever programming that you already have for strength training. And I'm thinking even for the pole, because we do have some lightweight. So maybe we can do a little collaboration here since we've just met. But yeah, that's what we do, strength.
I love that. And so I don't want to step out of line, but all of these special programs are sort of like you would take a workshop or get and study it, and then you can teach it and bring it to your clubs. Am I correct with that, everybody? And then am I also correct that is there licensing fees with any of your programs? Okay, so you hear that, people that are maybe designing or people that have schedules, all my panels, they have formats for you, okay? So once again, before we leave, I'll have them all put how you can get a hold of them if you're interested in seeing any of these programs. They'll all, of course, be at SCW. And you know me, I'm the king of using pre-existing equipment that we have, and I design programming that is unique for you, whether it be a time-based workout, a rep-based workout, or something completely different, and I'm great with names. So any questions about me, just write it down, text me, and I'll get you a format. No big deal. So let's keep going then. When creating the program, how did you account for the virtual training?
Wait, I didn't get to answer the first question.
Oh, sorry, Ellen. Go ahead.
That's okay.
Go ahead, Ellen.
The niche I was trying to fill
yeah.
with our programs. Okay, so with Warrior Rhythm, the niche we were trying to fill is the space between. So those who love yoga, those who are woo-wooey, and then those who love like the gym life that are wahooey, woohoo. Our program Warrior Rhythm is really to kind of bridge that gap, and there's an enormous demographic of people that love the sort of in between. These are people that wish they loved yoga. These are people that wish they meditated, but they can't sit still to save their life. So that was the need with Warrior Rhythm. And with Warrior Strength, it's a totally different answer. This is a very simple to teach format. It's your sort of meat and potatoes, if you will. Like, it's a staple. It's functional training. It's weightlifting and HIIT training. So it's a staple in the diet that every group exercise schedule needs this type of training. Their clubs are looking for it. So this is just easy to learn, easy to teach, and can be broken up into 2 30-minute express style classes.
I love that. I'm glad you corrected me. All right. Here we go. When creating the program, how did you account for the virtual trainings? Because a lot of us are still doing virtuals, and especially for a new format. You know, we can't fly everybody to where you guys are located, so sometimes we have to do a virtual training as well if they can't get to an SCW. So how are you creating the program? How did you account for virtual training? Sarah?
So Fit Fighter was launched in the middle of the pandemic. And so right away, we became very comfortable with the idea of virtual training. And what I think was so interesting is the challenge of coaching and cueing and teaching and creating that in a whole new way, like creating a connection with people in 2 dimensions, I think did require us to use gesturing and cueing and situational awareness and our voices and our projection in really new ways. And I think it totally was possible. We have actually people who train with us now who we've never met before, you know, all over the country, and our entire relationship has been this way. And I can't wait to meet them, maybe like a 5-year reunion or something. But I think that challenge of, you know, really up-leveling the coaching, teaching, and training in the virtual setting is one that now we can really benefit and take advantage of, because it's a whole new medium in which we can really expand our businesses.
I love that. Michele?
Yeah, we were lucky enough I had a studio, an online studio called Park Studios, and I've had it for 5 years. And so we've taught via Zoom and we taught via Facebook Live. So we kind of had, luckily, thank goodness, had a little kind of an up on what to do and how to do virtual trainings. And then Beachbody Live was one of the first big companies to do online training. So, and I did a lot of the online trainings for them. So I was very lucky. I was very lucky that way. So our programming, you can go at your own pace, digital course. And we created that via a platform called Kajabi. Very, very interactive. There's a community section on there. We have a Facebook group. And then we do live streaming. Now we do live streaming. And then, thank goodness, finally in person. But we've kept all those options. So our format and our kind of programming can be done hybrid. So they can do the online course. They have 100% access to the online course for the rest of their, soul journey. And they can also come to a live stream or come to an in-person training.
I love that. Ellen?
Yeah, very similar. I mean, we were born in a pandemic, very similar to both Sarah and Michele. So we started virtually. So it's really like, how are we pivoting to live now? And like Michele, we sort of trailblazed in about 2015 doing virtual training. So I'm really glad that before the pandemic, that learning curve happened, so that when I launched my own company, I kind of knew what I was doing by then. So just there was little nuances I had to learn with our, ACE and AFA and NASM and what criteria we needed to meet, whether it was a self-study or a virtual or an in-person. So
I love that. I love it. And Carla?
Like my panelists, we had our brick and mortar studio for years. And then during the pandemic, I was working on our virtual, and it just kind of took off from there. So I started brick and mortar, transferred into the virtual, and now we're a hybrid. We do both.
I love that. I love that. So, and you know, with SCW, we kind of hit the ball rolling right away. As soon as pandemic hit, we went virtual. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know if you know this, but the first mania that happened, you know how you had to sign up for classes? Well, they weren't ready for the amount of people. And basically it was just, you could go into any room because it was we've never done it before. But I think now that we've learned that we still have to do virtual training, especially with the certifications, as well as going live. And there's a great need for both of them. And I think that we've all adapted. I think what I was really proud of you as teachers and business owners were, you actually got a lot of education. You really went outside your boxes and you made yourself very well versed. I've never seen such numbers with our active aging certifications. A lot of you became personal trainings during this. I'm just really, really proud of you. Tamara asked, what equipment and training do you have to invest in to move to live online classes? What equipment and training do you have to invest in to move to live online classes? That's a great question. Michele?
Can help with that. So it can run, first of all, she'll probably want to know about cost. It can run you probably anywhere from $50 to $1,000. So you can find a very inexpensive microphone, a very inexpensive external camera. If you want one, you can find those on Amazon for like $29 each. A computer would be great, but you could use your phone or your iPad if you have something like that. What else did I put? I left her a chat too. So, and then you want to find something like an external speaker to play your music so you can hear it. And I think Ellen did the same thing. Like we have a virtual, we offered our instructors a virtual course. So when they sign up for the Soul Brands, they get a virtual course teaching them how to go virtual, and that comes with the course. But we launched that at the very beginning of the pandemic too, because we wanted to make sure all of our instructors were successful. So anybody has questions about that, please reach out to me. I'll send you my list of what we ordered, what we used.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. And Sarah, how about you? What equipment did you guys use? Did you just?
For technology specifically?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I was just tapping in. So we use a platform called Uscreen, and this is great because you can deliver video really easily. It integrates with Zoom, and it's a great third-party video platform. So we use that with just a simple DSL camera, a Rode microphone, sitting on top, and that was a pretty simple setup that seems to work just fine and high quality enough.
I love that. And Carla?
Yes, I purchased mine on Amazon, a lighting system. I have great lighting inside my studio, so lighting's not really an issue. A good camera. And then I have transferred those videos we used Kajabi for a while. We're just switching over to Moments now. And all of our videos are hosted in one platform. And we also schedule all of our classes, whether they be in person or online, through that same system.
I love that. I love that. Margaret said she had to buy a mixer for her music and to not interfere with my computer mic, which is interesting. I mean, Zoom really changed a lot. When we first started with Zoom, if you think at the beginning of the pandemic, everything was like, music was weird. Everything was just weird. And now it's kind of been all muted. And so it kind of blends a little bit better, but I guess it depends on what format you're using. I know that I go old school. Everything I teach, I told the panel before this, even now when I'm teaching live, I have my iPhone in front of me and I teach to virtual people that are watching me on a private Facebook group. And then I have my class behind me and I'm teaching them as well. And I've done that kind of, but I don't charge a lot for my online service. So it really depends on value for what you're going to do. If you're doing just online, I think you have to go a little bit more expensive, but my people are realizing I'm giving them a format, I'm giving them a workout, and that's just the way I've rolled with it. But I'm very, I can't no, I got to go old school. I can't do it. We're moving on. Are you ready? All right. Okay, how can you leverage the new program to attract more clients? So here it is. So let's say that they go ahead and they get this program that you guys have all created. how can they now get new clients? And I want you guys to kind of answer it as an owner of a club. And then, like somebody, I teach in the parking lot. I want to get more members. I just brought in your new program. How can I get it out there? Okay. Ellen.
Yeah. Well, as an owner of a club doing huge community pop-ups, we have a basketball court. We'll do free community classes where people can come in. Also, just as a fitness brand yourself, you instructors that are on here and watching the replay, just marketing yourself as the fitness professional in your community, a go-to resource. And what our warrior community has been doing, and I'll share it with you all, is Lululemon, Athleta, Fabletics, these high-end athletic apparel stores, they want you to come in and do community classes in their store. And they tend to like hook you up with a pair of leggings. They promote you. It's a great way to get your brand out, your word out, invite them to your class at the gym or wherever.
I love that. How about you, Michele?
So our club manager, I was a club manager for 9 years. No longer am I a club manager, but I worked in those trenches. Bless all your hearts. But our club manager now does a lot of stuff on social media. He does a lot of guest passes. He does a lot of come and bring a friend. He does a lot of social media tag and showcases the instructor for the day, and the instructor will take over their Instagram and do a lot of social media that way. So I really think, I agree with all the stuff that Ellen said. I think that's really, really important, especially partnering with a local business. I think that's a great idea. And when it comes to fitness instructors, I truly believe, even though I know that we all have amazing brands on here right now, that they are their own brand. So they really have to promote themselves, and the brand's kind of second with them. So, I mean, promote the heck out of yourselves, tell them about the experience they're going to get when they come to your class, and give them lots of reasons why they should attend.
I love that. How about you, Carla?
So of course, pole is so new, especially to the fitness world. So just having girls come in for a girls' night out, come in and have a party, have a fitness party, come check out what we are offering now, whether it be pole yoga or pole fitness. We do a lot of parties, and that's the way we get our word out about our other classes and what we're doing. And it's very successful. So having a party type atmosphere where you get a big group in, maybe that has never been into your gym before, they're introduced to your new programming, which would be Polga, but they're also introduced to other programs you have going on. And then social media, of course. My panelists have talked about social media, and we've just began going into parks. We do Polga, pole yoga in the park. So we take our stage poles, we put them in the park, and that gets lots of attention. People are wondering, what are we doing out there with the poles in the park?
I love that. And what about you, Sarah?
I agree with my colleagues on training demonstrations and partnerships. So I would just echo those as, two great ways you have to showcase, what you're doing, and partners are a great way to just leverage both partners' communities. Two that I would add are ambassadors. So, finding great ambassadors that love what you're doing and just become evangelizers of your brand and your, this program is a great way to get it out there, both on social and otherwise. And then the second thing I would add is just being ruthlessly committed to just getting outside and just taking your program everywhere you go. And I take hoses like literally in my carry-on, in my purse, my beach tote. I'm into the bathroom. I'm in the airport. I mean, people are like, what is that all the time? And it's almost become sort of a joke. And I'm like, what? This is not like, abnormal. You got to get out there and just be stubbornly committed to the idea of making sure that, what you love and know is going to impact people is something that other people start to love and, have a chance to also enjoy.
I love that. And to get new clients, Michele, go ahead.
Sorry. I was going to wait for you to be done, Jeff. I was going to wait. I wanted to add what Sarah said about ambassadors. I think, and I should have mentioned, I think that is a brilliant idea. And ambassadors don't have to be paid. We have a group of women, and they're our hugest supporters. They're not our master trainers. They just absolutely love our formats. We call them the hype team, and they have t-shirts, and they're like the #1 people to go out there and promote it. Like, your people who love you or your brand or your gym or your studio, you know those people. Treat them with a little extra kindness. Not that you don't treat people with kindness anyway, but treat them with a little extra kindness. Give them a little, maybe a discount on their membership, a free class, an extra guest pass, something that will make their heart a little fuller, and they will be the #1 supporters or ambassadors, like Sarah was saying, for your brands.
And I'm just going to add this, when we launch a new program, you have to get the whole club behind it. And so there's nothing wrong by I always have had my sales teams take the new format.
Yes.
Because if they're going to be excited about it, they're going to promote it. And let's face it, any program, we have to always use excuses to promote anything. So we make a big deal about a birthday, about the club's been open for a year, yay. We do that. But if we bring in a new program, it's the exact same thing. We have to make a big deal about it. But you need to let people know, let the newspapers know, I'm launching this new thing. If I brought Carla's poll in and say we're doing yoga with it, they'd be like, what are you talking about? If I think about Sarah's background or Ellen Jers with the warrior thing or Michele, that would be exciting to people. And so I would contact, and I invite people that are on the news. I would invite weather people to come take it. I would invite people and really put it that way. And I want to say this as well. There's no reason that with a business card that we all have or your companies have, that on the flip side, you put one free class.
Yeah.
All you're going to do is print any business card that your company has. The flip side should always be a free class or a free class for the new class you're launching. And it's very easy to leave them at dry cleaners or leaving them in apartment buildings or leaving them around town. It doesn't cost you very much, but it will just get the word out there. What were you going to say, Ellen?
I was just going to say, no, don't be sorry. That was great stuff. The front desk is our #1 resource in our pocket. And they are the ones that the members are saying, whose class should I take and what is this class? They have to know you. They have to like you. They have to know how to describe your class. You have to give them the verbiage to describe it. They're your best friends.
And I'm going to say this as well. Your teachers that you then teach the new program to, they should be your star. Let them be the person that pulls a lot of people, because then word of mouth will get out there. Okay. Make sure that you have subs that can follow the format. So if that person's not there, that you can have people that can back it up as well. But truly, I would have banners made. We just brought this in. I would promote it to everybody I could. And social media, guys, don't ever forget social media. If you have a club, the banner might be that new program you're bringing in, and you still have your club logo in front of it. Make a big deal out of it. It's easier than you think. We're always looking for something to promote, okay? Word of mouth is key. People are going to write, you know how people always write you text messages? I love that class. It was great. I've never experienced it before. Take a screenshot of it. Take their name out of it. Post it on social media. You should be posting before 11 o'clock every day. By 12 o'clock, that's when people look at their social media the most. We recommend you posting work stuff Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Tuesday and Thursday can be more personal, depending on what it is. And you can always do a link tree to get them to go where you want them to go business-wise, if you have other things you want them to go to. But truly, when we keep saying social media, it's easier than you think. And if you need any help, please reach out to all of us. I would love to ask, before we go to our question, Michele, we're kind of getting there. Because you were with Beachbody, how did you guys get word out? How did you get such, because everybody knew about Beachbody. Was it word of mouth? Was it a lot of promotion that way?
Well, Ellen, what do you say? There's a lot of money. There's a lot.
Yeah,
There's
this is
a lot
$1
of money.
billion company.
Yeah, there was a lot of money in that company that had a
Right.
lot. So their advertising budget was huge.
Okay.
And their celebrity trainers. I mean, their celebrity trainers are all amazing, and their celebrity trainers had a very large social media following, and so they would, talk about it quite a lot. So they had some great representative that's had a huge social media following, and there was a lot of money in that company.
and so with that as well, you guys watching, even if you took a screenshot of us, even and tag us in the screenshot, remember this will go to all our social medias. As soon as you tag us, it goes to our people. And you can say,
Yes.
we bring new programming by these amazing people. Not that we're amazing, but I'm just saying, I'm always out to tag people that have huge followings. And vice versa. We're a community. All of us just want to help each other be successful because we all love what we do, okay? But here's now the tough question. So let's say you are a teacher that's watching and you've learned a new format or you've designed a new format. How can you sell a program to your club owner or director? Because remember, we have budgets. It's all a business. So how do you handle that? When somebody comes to you, Ellen, you're the director. Yeah.
Well, when we bring it to the club owner or operator, we need to know who we're talking to. Not all club owners know and understand group exercise. They have other things to think about. It's not bad. They have other things to worry about. And some do. Some club owners and operators teach group exercise, and some are very hands off. So we need to know who we're talking to, and we need to frame it in such a way. How is it going to benefit the club? How's it going to benefit them? Most owners and operators are interested in their pocketbook, as they should be, the bottom line, and how they're going to attract and engage members, which is, as we know through Group X and what we do, we're the stickiest part of a club. So how do we frame it in a way that we show the value of new programming to a club owner? Now, here's my like little verbiage for you guys. Every group exercise schedule should be like a feast, a cornucopia of a variety of options. I mean, from pre-programmed to freestyle choreography, short classes, long classes, dance classes, pool classes, cycling classes, pole classes, niche classes, general classes, senior classes. We should have it all. And so, like Jeff asked us, all of our programs are licensing free. Clubs want to know that, and they want to know that it's going to fit a need to make it sticky, to make members engage.
Golly, Sarah?
Yeah, I echo all of that, and would just dovetail on saying that, really figuring out what's valuable, what's generating value, is that revenue, is that safety, is that accessibility, a new revenue stream, accessibility for a new demographic. Maybe you're trying to attract a functional aging population or a teenage population. And so, if you have something that can be catered towards any of those populations and is like, fit for all, which like a lot of these, programs that we represent here in this community of panelists do, then that can be something that can add a ton of value, can generate new members, can help from a marketing and sales standpoint. As I said, a safety standpoint and just innovation, exclusivity. Everyone's looking for right now, like what's going to keep them exclusive and innovative. And so figuring out where that value proposition is, and then just like sink your teeth into it and, go after it, because you have something, huge that can be game changing for that club. I
love that. And so Carla, then do you guys, because I would think that your program, you could actually charge more because of having a piece of equipment or being more of a party vibe. Is that kind of the way that goes a little bit? Because I know that that's also a way to sell a program sometimes, if you can charge a little bit more because of the vibe. So
yes. So our program is basically an extra revenue stream for a lot of clubs because you can charge extra. It's premium price to bring a party in. So, for example, our basic party is $30 per girl just to come in to a party. And then they're exposed to your other programs that you offer at your gym. So it's exclusive because it's new. Not a lot of gyms are offering pole classes at this point. So you get the exclusivity, can't say that word. And then you're also able to, do a party type format. So it's something new for the fitness world or for the fitness industry to, be more of a party. Zumba does a fitness party class type thing, but it's an actual party where you bring them in, you charge extra for that service or for that class.
I think that'd be huge for like bridal parties. I think I do so many bridal parties as it is now, but literally I think that they would just eat that alive.
That's majority of what we do is bridal parties, bridal and birthday.
I love that.
So they come in from all over. I'm in Kansas City, so I'm in the middle of the country. So we literally get people in from all over the country. And then we're able to also tell them about our online programs, our instructor trainings as well. So it's a good way to get the word out about many things that you're doing, but in a fun fitness environment.
I love that. That's really what it's about. Michele, how about you?
Well, all I know now is I want to get either remarried and have a new bridal shower or have some sort of reason that I can go visit Carla. I'm on the next plane. It's funny. It's funny because right before the pandemic, right before we launched, we sent out a survey to about 50 group fitness managers and studio owners around the country. And we asked, like, what are you looking for? What are the main things you're looking for? What, trying to figure out what we needed to do so we would be successful in their eyes. And they came back and they said something new. This is pre-pandemic, new, innovative, and easy for instructors to learn and implement, right? Easy for them. So they don't spend a lot of time learning the choreography, the music, like all that stuff. That was very, very important to them. Because, you know, especially at 24-hour fitness, they pay, well, I don't know, probably a lot of gyms do pay for the time that the instructors learn all the extra content. And so we sent out another survey about 6 months ago when everybody was starting coming back. And it's so funny, I just pulled it up. So they wanted new, innovative, familiarity, inclusiveness, like these were their words, easy to learn, fast to implement. So it's funny, those key things were still there, but they added familiarity, inclusiveness. So those are those things that they're thinking of that's happened over the last couple of years, right? The words that maybe that they want their students to hear, their instructors to learn, and ease to learn was still there. So I think that it's real important whether you're an instructor and you're like, okay, it might take me a little extra time learning this. When you go to your managers, I don't think that you should be 500% honest and tell them it's going to take 5 weeks to learn this choreography. I think that you should just, you know, pull up those big girl panties, know that you can do it, and go in there with all this, you know, confidence and say, I've got this great format that I've just learned. It's easy to teach. It's easy to learn. It's super fun to take. And I really think it's going to fill our rooms.
I love that. Go ahead. Sorry, yeah, Ellen.
I was just going to add that the research is saying right now that clubs are also looking for formats that incorporate mindfulness and that mind-body connection.
Huge. That's huge. And in every club, when I've managed clubs, I've always done it this way. When a teacher's ever come up to me with an idea and I'm like, this is not going to work, I'm never going to bust someone's dream. So I will say, okay, great. You have a following. Let's see what we can do. And I let them teach the format. I make a big deal about it. I post it on social media. Their tribe is going to come in and take their class. But in the back of the room, I have a punch bowl. And they say whether they like it or they don't. And so I'm not going to be the one that's going to break their bubble. I'm going to be the one that's going to then say, well, great, they want it. And if they want it, then that class will be full. But then it's not me, it's the members telling them. Does that make sense? Great. So I'm a firm believer in that. And also, you know, Equinox, I was a manager of Equinox for a long time, and we would launch programs for 6 weeks. When the Grammys came, we did the red carpet workout, and we would do these things, and we would implement it through all our clubs with videos and all that good stuff. So it kind of really comes down to, I love what my panelists said. Don't be afraid to do new programming. Truly, truly. The name is the key for I love the names of all of your formats, actually, my panelists. The name is everything. If you need help with names, look at an SCW catalog. It's got the best names that you can do, and a lot of them are not trademarked. It causes buzz, and it will cause someone to look at your schedule and be like, I want to go to this. I've never heard of Warrior. I've never heard of any of it. You know what I mean? So definitely look at it. I want to thank my panel. We have 3 minutes left already. I can't believe it. Please give them some parting words on why they need to launch some maybe new programming and why they should not be afraid of it, to walk, like, add something new. Just add something new. That's going to be mine. What is yours, Ellen?
Add something new, and also go back to in-person. Let's bring this industry back to life.
I love it. Sarah?
Yeah, movement needs to be integrated into our everyday now, not just movement, but loaded movement. That's what we do. And so I'm sort of like taking it to my deathbed. And so introducing that into your life at multiple times per day, that takes us to think in new ways and completely reframe the way that we think about introducing classes and experiences to people, shortens the time period in which they might, you know, at one time in the day be exercising or doing fitness, and maybe brings them into the home setting or out into their backyard and away from the gym, but they're still a member of our community. So just totally reframing things for people is kind of what we're here about today.
I love that. Carla?
Step out of your comfort zone and onto the pole. And have some fun, have a pole party, bring some new members in, laugh, you know, have fun with fitness.
And did you see how we all just smiled when she said that? And definitely Michelle tied up in a beautiful bow for this evening.
All I want to say is, Carl, I'm on my way. No, I'm kidding. Honestly, you guys, get out there and move to music. Whether you're doing Warrior, whether you're doing Fit Fighter, whether you've got hold up your thing, Sarah. Hold up that thing because I think that's awesome. Whether you're on a pole, whether you're hanging out with Jeff, whether you're doing some soul fusion, like just get out there and whether you're walking with earphones in, just get out there and move to music. Music is the key to quite a lot of things. It evokes a lot of emotion with people. I think that it's one thing that we might be, missing. So I don't know. I don't know about you, but when I get off this call, I'm going to put on my Amazon Prime music and just start dancing around my kitchen table.
You're going to be shopping? Are you going to be shopping as well? Because it is the Prime Day.
I already did that. Ellen sent me some links. I'm good to go.
Good. I'm going to let my panelists fill in how you can get a hold of them one last time. I want to thank all of my panelists. I don't know if you felt their passion as much as I did, but I feel very, very fortunate to have met you all tonight and to have you share your knowledge. My people at home, you tuning in today shows that you have passion as well and you care about this industry. And that means more to all of us than anything. Thank you for spending tonight with us. We know you have families. Tag us on stuff. Reach out to us. We're here for you. Have a great night. Stay safe, guys. Bye.
Thank you all. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.